get more while it's lower, while it's cheaper, while everyone else does not want it. Let's stop trying to forecast or try to control things that we can't really control. We have to go back to the basic tenets of investing. Hey guys, so we have a really good question here that's sent by NFIQ. So NFIQ is asking, what will happen to mutual funds when Great Recession strikes as predicted to come on 2023? Now that's a very good and valid question also, especially if you are a long-term investor in mutual funds. So it will be hard to pinpoint what specific mutual fund that NFIQ is trying to specifically ask, but I'll just assume that it's something that's equity-laced, because something that's connected to the stock market. When times are bad, there's more volatility to it compared to bonds. I'll try to set the groundwork for this, that it's not a question whether a recession will happen, it's only a question of when. I've been saying this over and over that recessions are cyclical, but what's more important is what you do during a recession. And it does not mean that there's a recession, that there's no opportunities, and that you cannot take advantage of it as well. Now, that being said, if you look at what happened in 2008, if you look at what happened in 2020, a recession basically is 2 quarters side by side, 2 straight quarters, where the growth of that economy contracted or it shrunk, it became smaller. The stock market is a forward-looking market, meaning before things happen from an economic perspective, before GDP results are out, before inflation figures are out, or before any macroeconomic figures are out, the stock market reacts faster. Let's just say you're invested, say, in the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, or let's just say you're invested in the S&P 500, or let's just say you're tracking the NASDAQ. To make it super simple, you're in a mutual fund that's tracking major indices, regardless if it's the Philippine Index or regardless if it's indices in the United States. You're in a mutual fund that's in an index. Now, here's the thing about that. When data isn't good, people want to be in cash. Investors don't like uncertainty. To continually reiterate that the market is a forward-looking market, the lockdowns happened March 2020. And when we first hit a lockdown, markets drastically dumped, but the figures economically showing that we were in a recession, the US or the Philippines, that we saw drops massively, happened months after that. The drops from a stock market point of view, from an equity fund point of view, would normally happen first, way before the economic data would actually come out. And when the economic data would actually come out, the drop has already been hit, and either it has bounced a bit and started to consolidate, or it has started to reverse already. And that's what we saw in 2008. That's what we saw in March 2020. Should there be some other drastic recessions that may happen, it will always follow the same trend. Now, that being said, here's what's interesting. If your mutual fund is something that's exposed to an index, please do remember this, that one of the biggest risks when you invest in the stock market is that when there's a recession, the company that you invest in maybe would file for bankruptcy, or maybe they would really close down and your investment goes to zero, or you would recover a portion of it because they get to sell their assets or something to that degree. That won't happen if you're invested in an index. That won't happen if you're tracking the S&P 500. That won't happen if you're investing in the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Please do note this, that if you're tracking the S&P 500, you have the 500 biggest companies in the US there. If those companies would fall, how much more the smaller ones that weren't part of it? Since they're recalibrated on a regular basis, it actually means that companies that don't fit the bill are taken out. Companies that don't fit the criteria are taken out. So it actually means also that over a stretch period of time, investing now, and then if you don't need it for 10, 20 years, whatever you're seeing in 2022 or 2023 or 2024 doesn't even matter. What you need to know though is this: index funds, equity funds, index equity funds, S&P 500, the Philippine Stock Exchange. It happened in the past and it will happen again. They always drop. It's not a question whether an index fund will drop. And here's what data has shown us. But it always bounces. When it bounces, it always goes back higher than where it was before. That if you have a long enough time frame, even if you bought at the peak even if you bought at the highest point, as long as you are in it, not for the next 8 minutes, but if you're in it for the long term, that you would get to recover what you actually have. Now, that being said, if you bought at the peak, markets massively drop, then that becomes an opportunity for you to buy lower. That becomes an opportunity for you to stack. Don't buy at the peak and wait for it to recover only to sell at break even. If you bought at the highest point and then you see it drop, you're into an index fund. That's an opportunity for you to add. That's an opportunity for you to build a base. That's an opportunity for you to buy something at a cheaper price. That's an opportunity for you to be able to get more while it's lower, while it's cheaper, while everyone else does not want it. Let's stop trying to forecast or try to control things that we can't really control. We have to go back to the basic tenets of investing. If you're invested in an index equity fund, history has shown that they drop, but they always bounce back higher than where they were before. Relatively, it would be better also if you don't have stock picking skills, if you don't want to actually nitpick what stock you want to buy, you don't actually also want to use technical analysis, you don't want to use all of those portfolio management tools. A bet that's more passive are still index funds. And if I was a person that was purely into index funds and it was a recession, I would be building a base. I would be trying to create something because I would realize that opportunities are when the markets are down. And you have to realize that mutual funds are not short-term trading tools. You have to realize that when you invest in mutual funds, it's not something that you would want to flip for the next week. It's not something that you would want to be into and you would trade very, very quick. If you're a long-term passive investor, that's when index equity funds will work, because data has shown it that it's a really, really good passive way for you to grow wealth. And it doesn't matter if it drops, because the volatility, the drops are part of it. It's more of how big your understanding is in this asset class, that this is something that you know is good. This is something that you understand, that you have conviction in, that when volatility happens, you would be willing to add, build the base, and stack. And I'll say this over and over, that opportunities are there when no one wants to invest. Opportunities are there when you have the ability to buy it cheap and you have the patience to wait when everyone else does not want to get in. You have the patience not to panic. You have the patience to continue to follow your plan. And if you're in it to win it for the long term, if you're in it for retirement, if you're in it for some grand and big goal, what happens in 2022 or in 2023 won't matter a decade from now, won't matter 20 years from now. When I was starting out, the index in the Philippines went from 37 to 18. 37 to 18 seemed very, very massive. But looking at where we are today, it was still up. During the times it was lower, that was a massive opportunity to build a base. If you want me to talk more about long-term investing, put it down below. Comment, I'm learning. If you want more videos like this, put it down below. I want more videos like this. If you have questions more from this, similar to what NFIQ stated here, put them down below and I'll try to make videos off of the questions that you have as well. And if you want to learn more about NFTs, cryptos, and stocks, we have hundreds of videos down below. I also have webinars. They're also in the links in the description below. If you want to read it via books, we also have books down below. If you want to invest in cryptos or stocks or buy a hardware wallet, everything that you need to know is in the description. If you stayed up until the end, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. And I do hope that this is something that adds value to you. I hope that times like this allow you to learn more about mutual funds, about equity funds, about index equity funds, and it allows you also to become a bigger, better version of yourself, because in times of uncertainty, that's what will make you stronger, that's what will push you to learn more, but that's where also a lot of wealth creation happens. That's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.